Man, I was hospitalized, man. Yeah. I went through like, I couldn't sleep. You know what I mean? I really, literally couldn't sleep. I would go to sleep, have these crazy dreams, and wake up, you know what I'm saying, within 5 to 10 minutes, bro. Had bags under my eyes like crazy. So I got to the point where I couldn't distinguish my dreams from reality. You know what I'm saying? I was hallucinating, I was seeing shit. So I got hospitalized. Man, and it was a good like 3-4 days where I was just stuck. You know what I'm saying? Just kind of stuck, and they had to like put me back in the mode of getting up and making the bed, brushing my teeth, getting dressed, you know, taking a shower, eating food. Like, they really had to help me get back to that point. That shit was real. My mother came and saw me maybe 2 days, 3 days in there, and I didn't know she was. Like, I really didn't know. I was sitting down, like, at the tables, like, walking around the hospital, just sitting down at the tables, like, rolling up weed, but there was no weed, there was no blunts. Just making beats on an invisible computer. Like, my mind had become like a loop, continuously doing the same shit every day. So, yeah, man, that shit is hard to talk about, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of it I don't remember. A lot of it is from what the doctors told me. So I don't even know really what I was doing.
Do you know what drug this particular episode you were under?
Yeah. So I would mix them. Like, I would wake up and do Molly. And then once I got too hype, I would do Xanax and then take that with some lean. Or Adderall. It could have been anything, dude. It was all of it I was taking. The only thing I didn't do was play with my goddamn nose or stick myself. Real shit. I was playing with everything, though.
Why? Did you experiment with the nose or the sticking at all?
No.
Or no?
Nah.
You never
I'm
even
scared
touched
of that
it?
shit, yeah. Never. It's just pills and lean, man, really. That was the culture, man. That's like trap music. Like, that's what I grew up on. That's what I was making. That's the environment I was in. It's those people who kind of they were different than me. You know what I mean? I feel like that shit's not for me. I don't do it now. I'm not gonna do it. It's just not for me.
This concoction led to this episode?
Yes.
This particular concoction? Or were you doing this concoction before, but it never needed to be hospitalization?
Right. And so, you know, they have like pressed up pills and shit now, like fentanyl and shit like that in the pill. So I think that might have had a twist on it. But what I didn't tell Fader, man, is like that was one experience, man. I've been hospitalized 4 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went through that episode, and then I got out and kind of did the same shit again because I felt like I was a boss, and the same shit happened again. You know what I'm saying? But at this time, I had my mother and my family, like, they notice when I start to change, when my eyes get bigger, when I don't sleep, I say crazy shit, and they're like, all right, he needs to go. We got to make this call, make this happen.
So you were hospitalized a total of 4 times.
Yeah.
With the one that you just shared, that was the worst incident, though?
Yeah, and that's the one I can remember the most. Like, one of them, dude, like, real shit, one of the times I've been hospitalized, you know, the cops come get you when they call you. So, like, I didn't think he was a cop. Like, I really thought he was, like, a fake cop that, like, my mother and father had hired to, like, get me in my place, bro. So I beat his ass, real shit. Off the record, like, real shit, bro. And this guy sued me, son. So that was the time really where I was like, man, I gotta get my shit together. I'm losing money. I'm taking money from my kid's mouth.
Now, you were on a variety of drugs. Which one were you addicted to?
I'd probably say Xanax. But I just like to get high. It was the experience of altering, like, just changing my reality. You understand what I'm saying? It wasn't about which one it was. It would give me anyone. I'm just not playing with my nose and the needle like I told you, but if it took me out of my element and I was able to sit down for 9 hours and make some beats, man, give it to me. I was addicted to that high. I thought, in a sense, I needed that to make another BMF or another Hard in the Paint.
Those records that you just named, did you make those records under a certain type of drug?
Yeah, I definitely made Hard in the Paint on ecstasy and BMF. Like back then, ecstasy, like triple stacks, double stacks, that was it. That's what we were doing.
So you felt to recreate those moments or those beats or another hit beat, that was part of the formula.
Right, but not just that, it was making that and then making 20 more that same night. It was deeper than that. It's just I could push out 20 beats. Like my big brother would tell you, man, like he'll tell me now, like, man, you used to make like 20 beats in a couple hours. And I'm like, man, that's because I was zooted the fuck up. And it's more soul in my shit now. I take more time with the shit.
Your beats are different now.
Yeah.
They sound different?
Yeah, it's more feeling into it. It makes more sense. It's more time.
What are you under the influence of these days when you make these beats?
Nothing. I try to stay sober. I might have a drink, as y'all can see. He cut me off. But I might have a drink. That's it, man. I don't smoke weed, none of that shit no more.
So just liquor?
Yeah.
Have any of the beats you've made currently been as successful as the beats you made in the past when you were under the influence?
So we had Bake Sale, that went platinum. It was me, TM, Juicy J, who put that record together for Wiz and Travis Scott. Champions for Kanye West and Big Sean, 2 Chainz, like me and A-Track did that. Well, I did the beat and A-Track and Mike Dean kind of went in and, did some things. But yeah, it hasn't taken away anything, you know what I'm saying? Because when I started out making beats, it was no drugs. You dig? I was in high school, bro. It was no drugs.
When did the drugs come into effect, and how did they come into effect? Because it was started out as no drugs at first.
Yeah. Just kids, man, having fun. Like somebody introduced it to us. Believe it or not, I started taking ecstasy before weed. So I was taking ecstasy, and I would get kind of too zooted. I would just be up for a long period of time. My guy was like, man, just smoke this. Boom, smoke some weed, and I got hooked on weed, But yeah, just kind of, when I dropped out of high school, man, like maybe 11th grade, 10th, 11th grade, just going hard every day. I'm not going to school, so we just cooking up in the crib, man. Drugs come in, with the little money we got, we buy a little pack, cook up, make some shit happen.
You mentioned you were addicted to marijuana. The other drugs that came into play, aside from marijuana, you were addicted to ecstasy?
Yeah.
Or any other pills?
Yeah, but the pills in general. Okay. But like I said, it was the experience of the drug. It really wasn't the drug, I feel like. Because if he or she didn't have ecstasy, okay, let me try Molly. Or if you didn't have Molly, let me take an Adderall. It wasn't, oh, I need some Molly right now. It was the experience. Yeah.
So just pills in general. These addictions that you had, were they formed right away, or did they take time to form?
Yeah, they took time, definitely. And I noticed, like, when I would get upset or some shit like that, because I didn't have it.
Worst case scenario, you were hospitalized 4 times.
Yeah.
But what other health issues did you notice over time?
I was losing weight. Couldn't breathe and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, just kind of wearing crazy shit. You know what I mean? Just out there, bro. Just fighting niggas and shit. I just told my boy, like the last time I was at the hospital, they were like, dude, your kidneys are like fucking failing, bro. That lean is fucking your kidneys up, dude. So that was, you know, I can't die, bro. I'm 27. I got my kids. Fuck that. Fuck that. Mentally, though, that was it for me. Like, once you fuck with my mental, you know what I'm saying? You can fuck with my physical, I'll be back. But if you fuck up my mental, like, I feel like there's no coming back sometimes. That's what the doctor told me last time I left. Like, bro, you were walking into walls. Like, you can't come back in here or there's no coming back.
Prior to these 4 hospitalizations, did you ever try to quit on your own?
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't want to blame it on the culture, man. It's just it's an environment that you put yourself around. And it just comes around. Whether it's him, whether it's her, you know, it just comes around and it's like, damn, let me get a piece of that. Let me get some of that, you know.
When it came to the hospitalizations, and you went through 4 of them, after those were over, did you do any serious rehab to finally kick the habit? Because at this current time, you said you may just do liquor, alcohol.
Yeah, so like once you've been hospitalized, they have a certain amount of time that they feel like you should be in there. So while you're in there, I was in there for 2 weeks the first time. They make you go through like a rehab class. You go through these classes, you gotta sit down, and I've walked out of them and walked back in them, and I have to go through that while I'm there. They won't let me out until they feel like I'm not gonna go back to it or I can survive without it. So that's my rehab. That's my,
Okay.
you know what I mean? That's the comeback. Those little sessions I have to write down my problems and write down how I'm feeling and my losses and gains and shit like that.
Could people fake their way out of that?
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Like it was a dude that I met in there, bro. He was selling meth. So, so he had went in there to kind of hide out for a second, man. Like the boys was on him, so he went in there to hide out, and he was just talking shit the whole time in there. Like, I'm good, I'm straight, I'm just doing this to get away from that. You know what I'm saying? But the point I was at, there's no faking that. There's no faking that.
I guess when we talk about hospitalization, I assumed you went to like a real, I don't know, emergency hospital and you were just hospitalized. Oh, you were?
Yeah.
And then they move you to a different type of hospital for the like rehab classes and stuff, or is that under?
It's all in the same thing.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so it's because it's 24 hours in a day. So they do this for 3 hours. You got 3 more hours. You eat an hour, 2 hours. You go downstairs, you talk. And where we was at, folks from prison who had mental issues would come down and, because they couldn't be in regular population. So they would come down and eat and stuff, man. So it's really just regaining, like, being a human, bro. Drugs take you out of that shit, man. So becoming a human being again, and a father or a mother, like, becoming that again, because you lose touch of that shit.
How long have you been sober from the pills and the marijuana and that sort of thing?
A year and about 4 or 5 months.
For both?
Yeah. Yeah. I recently just quit weed, though. That shit's hard. Jaded man to tell you, boy, I done picked up cigarettes, I can't lie. I'm trying to quit those too, but I used to smoke a lot, son. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. I used to smoke so much weed. I'll buy a zip today and smoke it by 2 days. Be gone.
By yourself?
Yeah, me, son. Or me and my shorty, like my shorty smokes, and she quit with me recently. So, yeah, we would run through that shit quick.
How'd you do it? How'd you remain sober for over a year with the pills and just recently quitting marijuana? How did you do that?
Shit, man, looking at my kids, man. Like, looking at them every morning, every night, like tucking them in or waking up with them in the morning and helping them with breakfast. Like, I don't want to do a pill, dude. Like, and like I said, my oldest daughter is 8. So she like kind of knows what's going on. She sees the differences, bro. So that shit's real, man. So they're my motivation. Cause once you're an addict, bro, every day you're fighting addiction. You know what I mean? Like a nigga can come in here with a pound right now. I'm like, eesh. But I got that willpower, so it's all good.
How do you deal with stuff like that? Because I'm sure you're all around it. People could bring it to you, they could sell it to you, you could go into a studio thinking nothing's there, and all of a sudden people have their own stuff with them.
That's crazy. We was just in the studio, and I was like, Che, like, yo, niggas are high, bro. Like, they kind of look like zombies. I was like, I could never do that again. I don't want to look like that. You dig what I'm saying? I don't want to look like a fiend, bro. That's real shit. I can't do it. To each his own, but my nigga, not over here, bro.
So when you are in a studio, do you make sure hey, there's none of this stuff in the room?
To each his own, bro. Like I'm not gonna knock any nigga. You know, they gonna have to go through what they go through. I'm not a preacher, I'm not a minister, I'm not a life coach. Do what you gotta do, but I can't do it. I had my fair share of that shit. I had my nightmares, dark days, I can't do it.
So you could be around it and it won't affect you.
Facts.
Not tempted to try it.
No, but I do reminisce on those days, and like I had some fun days. I made some good music, but no, because I got the option of fucking going back to that fucking hospital, bro. Can't do it, man. It's taken away from my kids, man.
How long, and now we're doing an outlook here, how long do you think you were probably addicted to these drugs?
How long?
Yeah. How long do you think all this time we've been describing and discussing, how long do you think this time period was in your life? If you could estimate.
From maybe 19 to 25, 18 and 25. Because I was addicted and I didn't know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know when you're addicted. You don't know when you're an addict. Somebody has to tell you. People have to tell you, not just somebody. Like, doctors got to tell you that shit. Like, your body is calling this shit when you wake up. You know what I mean? So yeah, from like 18, 19, like 25, 27 now. Yeah.
Now, throughout those times, how many times could you have passed away?
Man. It's hard to say. That's hard to say. But I could have been a vegetable, like, you know, not there, but there, not knowing who my homie is, not knowing who my mother is. That's dead to me. That's dead to me.
You have stopped. Health-wise, could you still be affected by any of these, from taking these drugs for so long, like the kidney stuff? Could you still have kidney issues 5, 10, 15 years from now? Could you have maybe other damages to your body 5, 10 from the stuff that you had done in your past?
Yeah, and I feel like one day it catches up with everyone. But I'm here now and I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Fuck that. I'm thinking about the future, but I'm not thinking about that future.
Have doctors said anything? Have doctors said, you know what? You've curbed this kidney issue. You should be straight. If you don't take this stuff anymore, you should be good to go.
I did go to the doctor recently, and they're like, you straight. You good. You're in good health. Just drank some more water. I went to the dentist, got my fucking gap fixed. Yeah, shout out to that. And it's just like floss more, bro. I'm straight.
This is your normal weight that we see today on camera?
Yeah, I'm small frame. I'm kind of tall, but I'm small frame. If I go to the gym, though, I'm going to get Will Smith on y'all niggas.
But for all intents and purposes, you're back to normal?
Yeah, all the way.
Ever thought in that time period you described, 18 to 25, 19 to 25, whatever?
19, yeah, 18, 19, yeah.
How much money you probably personally spent
No, I don't think about that shit, man. I mean, I talk to my accountant almost every 2 or 3 days, but I'm not finna tell niggas. Listen, man, a pint was $1,200. I was buying a pint for $1,200. I drink a pint in 2 days, bro. A pint of lean, $1,200. I drink it in 2 days and try to get it right back again. Yeah, that shit was serious. Mm-hmm. Zans $5 a piece, sometimes $8, and I'm buying 50 to 100 of them.
Hindsight 2020. Do you regret any of this stuff? The drug using side of things?
Well, I don't like to regret, but nah, man, this is beautiful. I'm with DJ Smallz in here, Jay the Man, Mikey. I'm in Atlanta. I went to the BMI Awards a couple days ago. Fuck that. That all happened for a reason. You just gotta learn and grow. Like, I went through that, and motherfuckers go through other things that they probably could never understand what I'm going through, and I could never understand what they're going through. It's just life, man. Ain't no regrets. Fuck that.
No regrets.
Nah.
But was it worth it? What
Yes.
you went through?
Yeah.
Was it?
It was.
Why do you say it was?
Because, like you said, I was top producer, da-da-da-da-da, lost that for a second, money shortened up, hopped on DJing, money climbed back up, got the record with Kanye, again, my second record after him, with all the top rappers, Yo Gotti, but like champions, bro, Bake Sale. So I don't have to be #1 and shit like that, but that bread is coming in. That bread is coming in, those shows are coming in, and people respect me and love me and ask for autographs and shit like that. Like, I wasn't getting that at 17, 18. I was just hopping into the game. People didn't know what I looked like. They just knew the name. So now that I have to face with it, it all happens for a reason, bro. I can't regret none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Drugs was one thing, but like I said, people go through shit, man. You know what I mean? It's just, that was what I went through.